All right, folks, week 18 is almost in the books. Just one game left in this regular season, and then we're on to the playoffs. Only one playoff spot remains between the Steelers and Ravens tonight. I am going to take the Ravens tonight to win, and I think this will be Aaron Rodgers' last game in the NFL. And I think this is probably Mike Tomlin's last game with the Steelers. I don't know what's going to happen with him after tonight, but I don't think he'll be coaching the Steelers. And we only have 12 games left in this NFL season, and we only have 14 games left of football if you count college football. So that's a little bit depressing, but I'm excited for the playoffs to start. We're going to talk a little bit about week 18. So number one, I don't understand what the Eagles were doing today resting their starters. And I don't know if they thought the Bears were going to beat the Lions. I don't know if they thought their backups could handle the Commanders. I don't know what that was, but I just don't get the move sitting your starters and then choosing to play the 49ers as opposed to the Packers, who are extremely banged up. They have no Micah Parsons. I just don't understand it. I know rest is important. I know you don't want guys to get injured, but I would have much rather played the Packers without Micah Parsons than I would have played the 49ers. And I don't understand the move. We saw the Texans do something similar today where they were just going to decide to play either the Patriots or the Jags rather than the winner of the Steelers or Baltimore. And luckily their backups did win that game, but I just don't understand that move. We've seen this now for like the second or third year in a row, and I don't get the Eagles making this decision. And if they lose to the 49ers next week, I think they rightfully deserve to, given that they chose to rest their starters today with something still on the line to play for. Number two, I did not like what I saw from the Bears at all today. They were terrible on defense, and right now they have lead the league in turnovers on defense, but outside of that, there were wide receivers just running wide open all day long. They had no pass rush. It just seems like they couldn't get anything going and on defense, and they gave up 433 yards, and Jay gave up 311 yards to Jared Goff, and it just seemed like every play there was a wide receiver running wide open down the field, and they're just terrible on defense right now, and I do not like that about him at all. On the flip side, I thought Caleb Williams really had a hard time getting going the first half. He had about a quarter and a half stretch where I thought he was fantastic today. I thought Loveland was really good, but this defensive performance was very concerning, and for the number 2 seed to go into the playoffs looking like that did not look promising. I don't think that they can beat the Rams. I don't think that they can beat the Seahawks. I don't think they can beat the Eagles, and I don't think they can beat the 49ers. Now, luckily they're going to play the Packers, who are without Micah Parsons, and Love is coming off an injury, so I think they might be okay in Chicago, but we'll wait and see, and we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Number 3, I think the Seahawks are the best team in the playoffs going into the playoffs, and they earned the 1 seed by beating the 49ers, and I thought that game was pretty lopsided, what happened on the field. Now, the score wasn't all that bad, but when you look at the amount of yards they racked up, close to 200 yards rushing against the 49ers, and Sam Darnold didn't have to do a whole lot. I think this is the best team, and BetMGM agrees with me because right now they have the highest odds to win the Super Bowl. And if you look at Sam Darnold is definitely concerned. He has not played all that well in big games, especially in a couple playoff games. But if you look at them right now, they have a great defense. They have a very good offensive line. They have 2 great running backs, and they have a top 5 wide receiver. So how much are they actually going to ask Sam Darnold to do? I think this is the most complete team headed into the playoffs. They're going to have 2 weeks of rest, over 2 weeks because they played on Saturday. And I think they're just going to be a really tough team to beat. Number 4, I think Matt Stafford is the MVP, and he had 4 more touchdowns today. Now, the first part of that game, the first 2.5 quarters, it was pretty shaky there. I thought the Rams were going to lay an egg and lose there, and for 3 of 4 Stafford's first 4 passes really could have been picked off today. He started off really shaky, seemed like they had a really tough time getting going, but then he picked it up. He threw 4 touchdowns today, and he ends the season with 42 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. When you look at the schedule the Rams play, and especially when you compare that to Josh Allen and what the Bills played, I don't see there's any reason why Matthew Stafford should not be the MVP of the NFL in this season. And number 5, a huge congratulations to the New York Jets, the first team since 1933 to finish the year without recording an interception on defense. This is an absolute unbelievable stat. And the way they finished it off today, they finished it off in style, giving up 4 touchdowns to Mitch Trubisky and the backups for the Buffalo Bills. That's just an incredible stat to not get an interception on defense all season long, a record that will go a long time without being broken, and it's completely embarrassing for a defensive coach and Aaron Glenn. And I don't know what they do. This team is missing so many parts and pieces right now. They don't have a quarterback. I read a story today that Fields is going to part ways as he should after this season, and I don't see how they run it back with Glenn. They're probably going to bring him back just so they don't fire a coach after the first year, but I absolutely don't think they should. This team needs 10 more players to be competitive with anybody right now. I think they're by far the worst team in the NFL, and things aren't looking that much better for next year. So we'll do our playoff preview here on Wednesday night, but that's what I saw in Week 18. Can't wait to see what happens tonight. I think the Ravens will win. I think it'll be a touchdown or more, and we'll talk to everyone next week.